Pants with no holes in them, no shorts. Pants, shirts that do not expose your midriff when your arms are put up to full height above your head unless you wear a lab coat or apron over it. Shoes that cover the top of your feet. No Crocs, no slippers, no canvas shoes as they can absorb chemicals, and shoes you can get off without having to sit down and work to get them off in an emergency. No Doc Marten boots, sorry. Tennis shoes with non-slip grips are the best choice. Long hair should be pulled back when working in the lab. This is not a must unless working with fire, but is recommended. Bunsen burner use requires caution. Contacts are not recommended. If you show up to lab without proper clothing, you will be asked to leave. If you can go to your car or somewhere nearby to get proper clothing and return with at least 2 hours left to perform the lab, you can still do the lab. If you do not have at least 2 hours left, you will receive a 0 on that experiment and the post-lab for that experiment. 6. No eating, gum, smoking, vaping, drinking of anything, and no chewing on pen caps. All of these are excellent ways to ingest chemicals that can concentrate from the air onto these items and harm you. Beverages and food items can be stored outside the classroom, and you can step out to consume them if required. I'm a diabetic and have to do that from time to time. 7. Good housekeeping. Where the bench is kept clean and labeled, you wash your hands before you leave the lab, and you clean up messes as you go. All broken glass should be immediately brought to the instructor's attention, along with all chemical spills. Book bags should be stored away from the benches while you are working for safety reasons. 8. No horseplay is allowed in the labs. This includes popping blown-up gloves or making loud noises that scare people and can cause them to jump and spill chemicals. 9. No children or animals are allowed in the lab. If you have a service animal, please consult Disability Services so we can initiate a conversation about how we can accommodate that animal in the lab. 10. Be aware of the safety equipment in the lab. Images of these items are shown in the script of this video loaded on D2L. Fire extinguishers in the front of the lab on each side of the bench and in the prep room. Eye wash station on the front lab bench. Safety showers in the back of the lab near the balances and on the side of the lab near the prep room. If they have to be used, there are no drains in the lab. That is because the water that will be generated will be contaminated, so it will require special treatment. That means anyone in the lab should leave when the shower is used. Also, the person that needs it will have to take all their clothes off. As the majority of the students leave, one will be asked to call public safety. The person running the lab will stay to assist the person who was contaminated in getting the materials off their skin and in covering them up with our relatively useless fire blankets. The fire blanket is on the front wall, but they are out of date. We will try to use them if required, but they are not likely to work that well. So we are likely to use it and then use the fire extinguisher as well. There is a garbage can, green, a glass container, cardboard, and a contaminated garbage container, yellow, near the front bench. There is a first aid kit on the wall above the balances. The safety data sheets, or SDS, are on the wall in the prep room between 303 and 309. Since students should not be in that room, if you want to see them, you can ask an instructor. We will also have electronic copies on D2L for your review. Fire paths. Do not take anything with you. Exit either door at the front of the lab and go to the set of lab stairs closest to you that is not toward the fire, probably to the right, but if the fire is toward the right, then go left. Proceed to the stairs and go to the first floor. When you are at the first floor, exit the building and go toward Maybelline Road, I think it's east, to the faculty parking lot and meet there. Do not leave. The lab instructor is responsible for making sure all the students that are supposed to be in the lab are accounted for, so you must stay there so you can be accounted for you.